Hi, welcome to CNY Woman Knits and Crochets. Today I'm just going to do a crochet session with you. So maybe about 20 minutes or so of crochet, kind of like the whipping it with wand sessions. This is my current whip, and it is a blanket, really simple. The stitch that's used is called the Suzette stitch, and I'll try and link to the tutorial that I watched to learn how to do the Suzette stitch. And I actually use her pattern. It's really easy. It makes a nice blanket and it's pretty flat. It's not super textured. The yarn I'm using is Big Twist Plush, and this color is called Neon Rainbow Variegated. It's 100% polyester, 153 yards, 10.5 ounces, 140 meters, 300 grams. And I'm on my fourth skein of that, so hopefully we can get the fourth skein done this session. I'm using a 12 millimeter hook, which is an O. So I thought I would crochet a little bit and we can sit and chat. Today is Thursday. It is the 3rd of October. For those of you who haven't been watching, I had bariatric surgery on September 17th. I had my post-op appointment today, this morning, very early. So I had to go up to the hospital for that, and it was really good. The doctor's pleased. My incisions have healed well. I've lost 11 pounds since my surgery, and that's a good amount. I'm doing all the things that I should with water and protein shakes and eating the correct things that they told me to eat. They've switched me now to solid food, protein based mostly, so that's good. And I'm working on that. The job search is still going along. I've applied to more positions, talked with HR at one company, and they might be arranging an interview for next week. So fingers crossed on that. I'm going to a job fair next week, and I'm getting tires put on my car next week. So I called the parts department at the dealer and got the tires set aside for me, paid for those, so that when it comes time to actually have them, they're there. Because I heard with the dock workers strike that that's one of the things they're not going to be having parts for. I mean, not right away, but pretty soon. I'm also picking up a little bit of stocking up on grocery staples like toilet paper and laundry detergent, things that when the pandemic went all wonky, that you couldn't find any place. Toilet paper especially. I'm going to be over prepared. It's not like that goes bad. Suzette stitch, for those of you who don't know, is a single crochet and then a double crochet in the same stitch, skip one stitch, and then repeat. So it makes a really nice fabric. It's really soft. With a big hook and big yarn, it goes pretty fast. I've been working on this since, I think, Tuesday. Hopefully I get it done tonight or tomorrow. I'm anticipating probably tomorrow. The things that I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers. I always watch Juan the Yarn Addict. I watch Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too. I watch Lynn Ann, I think her name is. Nina's Knots Crochet. She's in Florida. And so is Nancy from She's Got Yarn. Juan's from Delaware. There's a couple other ones that I watch. I watch Granny D when I can catch her. And then I watch Mama G occasionally. And then the other one that I watch, I can't think of the name right offhand. And sometimes I catch the Grocery Girls on a live now that I'm home during the day. Not that I want to be home during the day. I'd much rather be working, to be honest with you. But it was good to have the time off for recovery. The things that I like to do during the day is mainly crochet, because I make all these blankets for Project Linus. There's a local chapter in my area, and they pick up at Joann's, so it's really easy. She sends out a newsletter and says, okay, this is the day I'm going to do a pickup at your Joann's. And I bag the stuff up after I've washed it, and I use no perfume detergent and fabric softener, because I have to have that for my allergies. I'm very allergic to scents. Not terribly, but enough so that I don't want the smell of Downy or Bounce or something like that on my clothes. I wasn't always like that. In college, I used liquid Downy a lot. So it's, you get older and you realize that you don't need all the fancy scents, and it's much better for if a kid is sick in the hospital and they're getting a blanket, they don't want it to reek of perfume or a scent. And she actually the chapter head just put that in her newsletter, that she'd like them washed without anything with scent in them. So that makes total sense to me. One of these rows is about an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. It makes a nice heavy blanket. And pardon me if I look down, because I can't, it's not like knitting. I can do knitting like on that shawl that I showed on my last podcast. I can do that without looking, because I've done that for so many years. But I tend to look down at my crochet. And I don't crochet as fast as some other people do, like Juan does. He looks like he's going 1,000,000 miles a minute, and my crochet is not like that. My crochet is very mechanical, because I learned to crochet incorrectly. For years, I only crocheted with my right hand. It kind of looked like a variation of knitting, and I didn't use my left hand until I took a course from when Michaels still offered classes. This is years ago, probably 15 years ago. I took a class at Michaels and learned how to crochet a little bit better, so I could tension the yarn a little bit, and it became a lot easier to crochet when you actually do it correctly, Trying to think what else is going on. Last weekend I was at a friend's house watching their dog, because they were out of town at a marching band event. Their daughter, my goddaughter, is in marching band. So I was watching the dog and crocheting, all the excitement in the world, and watching a lot of YouTube. And then I realized, oh my gosh, they've got Netflix, and I haven't seen the newest season of Bridgerton, so I watched Bridgerton. I've read all the books. If you don't like romance novels, like a Harlequin romance type thing, you won't like the Bridgerton books. They are, you probably wouldn't like the Bridgerton series. There are definitely adult themes in there. I wouldn't let kids watch it. It's not like a history drama with romance thrown in. It's a romance set in this historical setting. So, and probably most of you have seen Bridgerton to know whether or not you'd like it. I like the adaptations. They changed some things from the books, obviously, but that pretty much always happens when you go into a television production. And I like the changes they've made to it, because it gives you more depth of character. So it's much better. Trying to think what else. I say that a lot, so get used to it. If Juan says all the things I say, I'm trying to think of what else. There's a new sock yarn from Big Twist. From Knit and Crochet, from K and C. It is called Sock Star. And I ordered me one. It looks like that. This color is called Classic Rainbow Stripe. So it's a striping yarn. I think when I bought it, it was $6.99. But you can't really see until you get to the inside. But it is classically striped. And it has white in between, I think, the colors. Maybe. Or something like that. And it's, again, it's called Sock Star. It's 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide, 437 yards, 3.5 ounces, 400 meters, 100 grams, and it is a #1 weight, and it has the Oko Text Standard 100 designation on it, meaning it's been tested against harmful substances. So I only ordered one color. I just wanted to compare it. It is thinner than Croy. I can tell you that right off the bat. It is thinner than Croy, but the colors look amazing. So I figured I'd show you that. That was one of the yarn purchases made before I lost my job. For those of you who are still purchasing yarn, Joann's sent me a text this morning saying that they're starting buy 2, get 1 free for the yarn in store. When I look online, it's pretty good prices for yarn if you're buying it online and say picking it up or getting it shipped. I thought I saw $1.99 shipping. I could be wrong on that. And I can't check my phone because my phone is recording. So, like the Bernat blanket, I think was $8.39. It was a doorbuster, so you can't use a coupon on it. But $8.39 is the lowest price I've seen it this year, unless it was clearance. And the clearance price is usually $7.19 or so. I don't know what they're going to be doing for, if they're doing it in primo days, because the prime days for Amazon are the 8th and the 9th. I know Walmart's doing some specials. I don't know if there are going to be specials on yarn or not, either of those places. And I don't know if Joann's is planning on doing what they call primo days. Whenever there's like a prime day, they usually have something where they put the yarn on sale, but buy two get one free is pretty good because that's a 33% discount. So that's a pretty good discount if you're going in store. And I think it's a week at Hobby Lobby where it's 30% off. So if you want to go and yarn shopping, you're enabled. If you want to shop your stash like I am, you're also enabled, because I have sitting in front of me more neon yarn. I showed these the last podcast, but I'll show them again. I got these for $5 a piece from Hirschner's. I don't know if they're still on sale. Bernat Blanket Brights. They're the big balls. This is neon sherbet. You can kind of see those colors. It's got a purple, a blue, a raspberry, and then like a pink, maybe. And then the other one that I got looks like this. And this color is called Neon Mix. Kind of close to the plush that I'm working on, except this has a lot of blue in it, and it has purple, yellow, and an orangey color. And those were $5 a piece when I bought them, and I bought 4 skeins of each because that's what I use to make a blanket. So I can shop for my stash. I've got other colors of stuff that I can work on. I've got Premier Puzzle in a few different colors. That's more up here past me. This is Premier Puzzle. I use 3 of those for a baby blanket. And I have that, I think, in a few different colors. And then I bought the Wavelength, Bernat Wavelength from Mary Maxim for $3.99 a piece. It's not as much yardage. I think it's like 225 yards, something along those lines. But it's a number 5 bulky weight, and it has a similar appearance of the color, the way the color is laid on the yarn. So it color changes. And the thing that I like about it is it's a little different colors than you get with the Puzzle. Although Puzzle seems to be coming out with new colors. I've seen new colors, like the kickball one was new to me. That I picked up at Walmart for $5.98 a piece when it was, I tacked it onto a grocery item kind of thing to do pickup, because it just appeared one night on the website or in the app, and I was like, okay, I'm buying it. So I've got plenty of yarn for blankets. That's mainly what I do on this channel, is blankets. And I'm sorry if that's boring to some people. To me, it's my charity knitting. I can do one of these in about a week with the plush yarn or the Bernat blanket. And here's my thoughts on the plush yarn. I wouldn't buy it again. It works up okay. It's thicker than the Bernat blanket is, but the Bernat blanket is drapier. This is kind of thick. There's less yardage per ball. They're still 10.5 ounce balls, but the Bernat blanket is 220 yards per ball, and the plush is 153 yards per ball. So you're getting shorted almost 70 yards of yarn, in my opinion. So I had to use 5 skeins of the plush to equal 4 skeins of the Bernat blanket. Actually, I should have used 6, but there weren't 6 on the shelf, so I only picked up 5. So I'm using it up to use it up because it was on top of the containers that I store my yarn in. The 2 that I grabbed are just in a box sitting in front of me. My dining room is full of yarn, literally full of yarn. There's 2 totes right next to me. There's 3 boxes, 4 boxes of yarn right around me that I could grab from if I needed to. My next blanket is probably going to be a Halloween blanket. I have 6 skeins of the jack-o'-lantern yarn from Joann's from the Halloween yarn that Big Twist had. Jack-o'-lantern, I bought it this year, and then I have 3 big skeins of the Big Twist in black to go with it. So I don't know what blanket I'm going to make. I might just do a ripple because I haven't done a ripple in a while. The chevron blanket that I do is a free pattern from Bernat. That's for the Bernat stripes, Bernat blanket stripes. Although you could use it with any yarn, but with the stripes it really shows off when it does the striping. It does not do the striping on a regular basis. It's not color controlled. I did try and color control the last blanket that I did because it was just from the end of the skein to the beginning of the next skein, or cake as I should say, because the Bernat blanket stripes comes in cakes. It's I don't think the stripes are long enough. If they had thought about it, they would have made bigger cakes and longer stripes. That's my only real complaint about it. Although it's the same yardage, it's 220 yards. I just think they did too many color changes in too short of a space. You know, if you know that you're going to work up a pattern as a chevron, why not order the yarn so it can make that pattern? You know, I mean, you can do it with the granny square yarn. And speaking about granny square yarn, I have some of that too. I have it in sort of an orangey color. It's not the citrus twist, it's the carnation code, I think is what they call it. And I think I've got a 3rd skein of it somewhere around here. I don't know where it is right now, so I can't really do up a corner to corner blanket in it. But if you've got some of the yarn and you do not want to make granny squares because they don't turn out right, do a corner to corner blanket. It looks gorgeous when you do it like that because the color kind of pools and stripes together, and it'll be uneven stripes obviously, but it looks really good. And when I did a blanket out of that color, people loved it. People commented below the video and said, oh, it's really pretty, I like that yarn, you know. And corner to corner is really easy to do. There's a million tutorials on YouTube for that. So let's see. I am at my end of my 4th skein. So now I can start my 5th skein. And can I find a middle is the question. Yes, I actually found a middle. Praises be. I'm just throwing it on the floor. I'm going to wash the blanket before I give it to the charity anyways. So I'm on a double crochet. So I'm going to finish the bottom of the double crochet, and then I join my next yarn at the top of the stitch to lock it in, and then I go on to my next stitch. I tuck in all my ends when I get done before I move on to washing it, because I don't want it to come apart in the wash, obviously. That's a little too loose. A little too loose. All right, let's try that again. All right. Let's see how many minutes we're on here. Well, we're almost at half an hour, so I am going to say that it was a good time had by all. I'm going to finish this row, and then I'm going to move back to the couch off camera and finish, hopefully get this skein finished tonight or tomorrow morning, and then I can start on my Halloween blanket. So that would be good. So that's about it. You've caught up on the life updates with me. I'm not going to show you my finished projects because you saw what they were last week in pretty much what was finished, and there was one blanket, the chevron blanket, that was on the hook, and it looks exactly the same. It's just done now. So I probably won't post an update this weekend unless I do another one of these. Let me know if you like these. It's something to watch while you're crocheting, and I like to keep people company. So it's been good, and as I always say, go craft something. It's good for your mental health. See you next time.